Hi everyone, it's Tiffany from My Inner Temple. I have very exciting news to share with everyone. The next Introduction to Shadow Work workshop is happening on Friday, February 10th at Alternity starting at 7. So I've been getting a lot of questions asking me to talk more about shadow work, what is the process like, and what is the structure of the workshop, and also what is the role of a facilitator in a private session. So I'm going to answer those questions today. So I want to begin by diving into triggers. To me, trigger is an intense emotional response to an experience or an outcome of an experience. So you find yourself in situations where something happened and you crying and you getting angry, you getting triggered, whereas the person next to you wouldn't really get bothered by it or wouldn't have such an intense emotion as you did. What I want to assure you is there's nothing wrong with you. You're not overreacting. Whatever we're feeling, whatever we're experiencing is real. So there's no such thing of being a drama queen or you are making this up or just get over it. No, it is real. I'll give you an example. I would get used to, I got dumped a couple of times by some emotionally unavailable partners from the past. And when that would happen, it would just totally destroy me. I would lose myself and I would go into a suicidal mode and go into the depression spiral again. My parents could be looking at me and be like, what is wrong with this girl? It's just a guy, it's just a breakout. Why is she spiraling in such a quick pace? Like, they didn't know, and I didn't know either. Until I started doing shadow work, what I found out is in my childhood, my biological father, specifically with this one memory, is he would leave for a couple of days and I wouldn't know where he's going. So one day I approached him as he's leaving and saying, well, Daddy, where are you going? When are you coming back? And he brushed me off and said, it is none of your business because you're just a kid. So in my past videos, I've talked about how whenever there's an emotional trauma, even though it can seem so small, but to a child, it can have such a huge effect. That part of me fractured and is stuck in that time-space reality. As a result, every time I am rejected or dumped by an emotionally unavailable male at that time, it is not, say, me that is getting triggered. It is that inner child that is getting triggered because she's feeling that rejection over and over again. So a trigger is almost like an internal GPS system to let you know that, hey, there's a wound in the past that you haven't healed yet. So it is not a bad thing. There's no good or bad in the universe. It's simply a signal to let you know. There's something that wants to heal. It's like when you cut your finger by accident, the natural tendency is for your body to heal that wound. Same thing applies to your emotional body. My stepdad is laughing at something downstairs. Your emotional body wants you to heal, wants you to become whole again. So that's a signal. Instead of physically bleeding, it's telling you that, hey, I'm triggered, there's something in the past that needs to be dealt with. The second thing I wanted to answer is, what can I get out of doing shadow work? You are the creator of your reality, and you are a powerful, powerful being that can manifest your reality. So whatever you get out of is whatever you put your intention into. So for me, example, when I first started shadow work is I wanted to find out who I am, and I wanted to find out how to heal from all these scars from my partners or my sexual assault. And I did got that because I put my intention to heal, to find out what the root cause is, and once and for all, get over that vibration that I am emitting. And by doing just a few sessions, I think it was 2 sessions, I no longer attract that type of relationships anymore. All the men around me now are emotionally available, they are caring, they are very conscious, they are sweet. I don't feel threatened or unsafe around any of them. And that is a very, very different vibration that I was emitting before. So intention is key. I cannot promise you that, oh, in the first session, you're gonna get rid of shame. Second session, you're gonna get rid of guilt. No, it's very personalized. It's up to you. Your intention, your journey, your healing journey. So it's whatever you want to work on, we'll work on it together. Number 3 is, why is it helpful to have a facilitator to help you through a shadow work session? Now, in the workshop, I'm going to teach you how to do it on yourself. It can work for a lot of, let's say, service wound that we can definitely heal ourselves with, but a lot of times with more traumatic memories like a rape or childhood abuse or even ritual programming, it's very helpful to have a facilitator to be there with you so that you're not doing it by yourself. The subconscious mind and the ego mind likes to play chess games. I cannot tell you how many times I've been in a session just playing chess game with people's subconscious mind, myself included. The subconscious and the ego is created to protect us. So what has served us in the past, it got us to a point where we are able to function. So think about getting assaulted for me example. I disassociated from my body so that I can function, still go to work. But I know that deep inside there's still something that I haven't healed yet. But it got me to the point where I got a job, seemingly having a normal life. And that's where the subconscious and ego had its purpose. But it got to the point where, okay, now I've achieved a stable income. Now what do I do? This subconscious mind is preventing me from manifesting my twin flame, from manifesting the career that I want. So it no longer helps me anymore to hold on to that disassociation. And so having the facilitator is going to help you dive deeper. Sometimes there's cover emotion. So on top of the anger, you might have resistance. Like someone might have told you, oh, you're not supposed to feel angry. Once you get rid of that layer, you found out that, oh, there's the anger, but the anger is covering hatred. So you can see that there are many layers. So it's almost like playing a chess game, finding out how to dive deeper, how to maneuver through the ego or the subconscious to find out the root cause of your trauma. And the fourth thing that I wanted to get into for this video is the structure of the workshop. So we're going to start off by understanding your trigger. What is your trigger? What is the predominant emotion that is causing you blockages? For me, the longest time was fear, especially fear of abandonment. So that was my biggest trigger, is fear. And also, it can, once you dealt with the fear, you find out, oh, there's also shame, oh, there's also guilt. But there's always that predominant one, the fear of failure, for example. That's really the biggest block that you're having currently. From there, we're going to move on to the next exercise, is connecting to your inner child. I know I've been talking about the inner child a lot, but how do we actually connect with it? What do I do? Or can I even do it? In this workshop, I'm going to show you how to do it so that you come out feeling empowered, like, yes, I can do this. And I'm going to help you fine-tune your intuitive, empathetic abilities to really show you what you can do, that you can connect to your inner child and you can connect with other people's inner child. So one of the other benefits is becoming a better friend, family member, or teacher, because when someone is triggered, you're not just looking at them thinking, oh, well, what's happening? I don't know what to do. You're actually going to be empowered, being able to tune into the inner child and find out what exactly that they need to hear from you, or what exactly that you can do to help them feel relief. The third part of the exercise is actually going through the process. Again, it is an introduction. It's not personalized like it would in a private session, but I'll run you through the steps. And the steps is developed by a famous international spiritual teacher, Teal Swan. It's called the completion process. There's 18 steps. So we basically start off with a meditation. So to me, the completion process of doing the shadow work is meditation, regression, and soul retrieval. So the meditation part is for you to create your own safe haven. If you've seen Doctor Strange, he's shown you a mirror dimension. So the safe haven is very much your mirror dimension. It's only your for you to access only, and this is your safe space. It will give us an environment to enter a difficult memory. The second part is the regression. So if you guys have done past life regression, you know that you regress to a past life. But we in this life right now, there's something that we can heal in this life. So with the completion process, we're going back to our childhood, talking to the inner child that was rejected, that was fractured off, and is stuck in that time-space reality. We want to re-experience what that child was feeling like at that moment as the first person perspective, so that we can validate and acknowledge their feelings. The next step is to bring the adult perspective in, and this is where we resolve the trauma and we help the inner child find relief from this trauma. So this is where you are taking your power back from this traumatic experience or traumatic memory. Lastly, the soul retrieval part. So instead of having a shaman go out of body to retrieve your soul pieces for you, you are doing it yourself. I find that a lot of times the inner children like to stay in your safe haven. Either one, this is where they feel the most protected, they feel very safe. Or even some of them, sometimes they would know that there's other children that they know of that you have not rescued yet. So they would like to stay in the safe haven until more of them come into the safe haven. Then they feel okay to reintegrate with you in the present body. There's also been instances where the inner child does want to reintegrate with you again, and that's where I'll walk you through the soul retrieval process as well. So this shadow work is really the path towards self-realization, self-restoration, and enlightenment. It is brushing off those dust that is covering your light, the illuminescence, bright radiance that is within you already. And I always say that, we are powerful healers. We have the ability to heal ourselves. So trust in yourself that you already know. I find that a lot of us sometimes are like, oh, I don't know if I should do shadow work, or I don't know if it's going to be beneficial to us. You already know the answer. I know you know the answer. Or like, oh, I don't know what to work on. You have the answers already. And if you don't, that's where the subconscious programming came into the picture, trying to prevent you from diving deeper to heal yourself. So if you are drawn to shadow work, I invite you to come check out my workshop. The early bird price is $25, and the price at door is $40. It will be life-transforming for you to learn how to do shadow work for yourself. This was the last piece of the puzzle that I needed to manifest my twin flame and to manifest the career that I wanted. So I'm a strong believer that it will bring you transformation, and I'm very committed to helping you retrieve those aspects of yourself back into the present self. So I hope this video answered a lot of your questions. If you still have more questions, please feel free to comment below or message me in private. I will try to answer those questions. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I look forward to speak to you guys again. Bye.